If you were in Dijon last Sunday morning, you might have observed something you're not used to seeing. Tons of bikers everywhere. Yes, it's because last Sunday was the annual Vélotour, and this year 5,000 people participated in the event, including my family and me, a ride that took us through the city, literally through places that we don't often go to, much less ever have the chance to actually ride our bikes through, like we did on Sunday. I'm Susie, I'm American, and I've been living here in Dijon, France for over 15 years, and on this channel, I talk about life in France and personal finance. I thought it would be fun to share our experience of this year's edition of the Dijon Vélotour to give you an idea of something that we enjoyed doing here as a family. The Vélotour website describes it as a crazy event where you visit the city in a totally offbeat way by pedaling through unusual places, which is an apt description. In this video, I'll give you a little background about the event, and then I'll give you a little recap about the route and the experience of participating in the Vélotour this year. There are lots of things that make the Vélotour special. It's truly a family-friendly event. So many families, kids, and adults of all ages participate. It's safe and very well organized. There are pink arrows spray painted on the ground to show you where to go. At most intersections, there are volunteers literally pointing the way, and there are also many signs posted to make sure people know where to go to follow the route. It's a unique opportunity to explore the city, and the route changes every year. So even though this was at least our 6th time participating this year, we always get to visit something new and exciting every time we do the Vélotour. I love how it gives us the chance to ride through neighborhoods I just never have the occasion to visit. This year it took us through residential neighborhoods I don't think I've ever been to in over 15 years of living in Dijon. We even passed by this little vineyard on the outskirts of town that I don't think I'd ever noticed before. I guess I just notice things differently when I'm on my bike as opposed to when I'm in the car. In the past, the route has taken us through historic buildings like one of the public libraries downtown, through a fancy hotel, and even through the municipal plant nursery. I found this photo from the 2016 edition of the Vélotour of us going across the stage at the Zénith, which is the big concert hall in Dijon, when my younger son was still riding on the back of my bike here. Here we are in 2021. Much to my son's delight, that year the route took us right through my son's middle school and through his school courtyard. And I just love the community spirit. Everyone's in a good mood and there's so much excitement. It's just so much fun. It's not a race, it's just a leisurely ride. People dress up in all sorts of festive outfits, like this person with their inflatable bird on their shoulder. You can recognize other participants by their pink signs that we all attach to the front of our bikes. Most of the route is on bike paths or sort of forest dirt paths and parks, but sometimes we share the road with cars who, since it's Sunday morning, are mostly patient. Luckily, there's an army of volunteers at every intersection and at every site that we pass through, ensuring that everyone stays safe and stays on the course. It must be pretty stressful for them, but they all do a great job and are super friendly. This year, the main loop was 16 kilometers, plus we did the additional optional loop that was 6 kilometers more, for a total of 22 kilometers, or over 13 miles. But it did not seem like that far at all. The course this year started on the campus of the big public university. We biked up there and waited in line to be released onto the course in small groups. The ambiance was great, the organization was top-notch as usual. Here are a few scenes from the departure zone. Notice how bundled up people were? It was a bit chilly early in the morning when we started. The first place we biked by was a research center that used the occasion to put posters up about their research and had a stand set up with researchers chatting with people who stopped to learn more. The second stop is a training center for master craftspeople, and they had live demonstrations like iron shaping and stone cutting for us to watch. The bike tour actually went into the buildings, right by all their impressive equipment, which was cool. The next stop was Dijon's main hospital, and as we approached, I figured we'd go right by it, but didn't expect to actually go in through one of the main halls and right by the main reception desk. It was nice because it gave us a chance to warm up a little because it was still pretty cool out. The next site that we biked through was the soccer stadium, which was actually a stop on the Vélotour the last time we did it as well in 2021, but biking through the stadium definitely does not get old. It was very fun and exciting. Considering I really didn't study the itinerary before Sunday, I was surprised and delighted that the tour this year included a visit to the new local professional soccer team's training center. We rode through the center, parked our bikes, and had free reign of the place. It was so fun to wander around. I felt like I was about to bump into Ted Lasso. The kids enjoyed playing a little bit of soccer before we continued on. Then we got to go through the parking lot of a local concrete company, much to the delight of those people who love seeing this type of big machinery up close. The big rest and refreshment stop was in a park this year, and live music was being played by a local group. Everyone parks their bikes, gets a drink and some snacks, and hangs out for a little bit. Next was the basketball stadium, and this was great. They turned the lights off, and the seats are all black, and they had music blaring, so it was like going into a nightclub or a concert or something, but again, on your bike, the thrill of which just does not get old. And there were 2 local underground parking garages this year, which is really fun to ride your bike down into. And there was music playing in both of them too, which also created that same festive atmosphere. And we even rode our bikes right through the National Health Insurance Administration building. And then we made our way back to the university where the route ended. All told, I think it took us about 3 hours, but we definitely took our time and did not rush. And you might be wondering about the cost. I actually signed up back in December, so I got the early bird special. I paid 12 euros per adult and for our teenager, and 5 euros for our 9-year-old, plus a 2 euro service fee, so for a total of 43 euros for our family of 4. This year, the Vélotour is happening in 13 cities around France, most of which have already happened this year, but the Bordeaux, Grenoble, Valenciennes, and Tours Vélotours are coming up, a few of them this very weekend. If you missed it this year but have the chance to participate sometime in the future, I definitely recommend it. The Vélotour is such a great way to see a city, be outside, have some fun, healthy, wholesome fun with friends and family. I can even imagine planning a visit to a city that you want to explore and learn more about, specifically around the Vélotour, because having the chance to participate in the Vélotour is just such a wonderful way to explore a city and learn so much about it. I know every time I do the Vélotour, I always learn something new about Dijon, have the chance to visit someplace I've never had the occasion to go to before, and I've lived here for over 15 years. What about you? Does your city organize any biking events like this? Does this look like something fun that you'd like to try? Let me know in the comments below. In any case, thanks so much for watching, and until the next time, à bientôt!